Hello everyone, I welcome you all in the series of learning C programming. In the previous video, you have learned about external components of the computer system. Now let's get familiar with the internal components of the computer system. As shown in the figure, the internal structure of a computer system is comprised of three units: CPU or processor, memory unit, and the input-output controllers. And all these components are connected together with the high communication buses such as data bus, address bus, and control bus. So the main internal components of a computer systems are processor, which is also referred as control processing unit or CPU, memory, and input-output controllers. So let's look at those one by one. First component is the processor. Processor, also referred as CPU, is the electronic circuitry that processes data by executing programs. It is the part of the computer which executes program comprised of instructions. It also manages the rest of the hardware. It does not only execute the program, but it also manages the rest of the hardware. The CPU itself comprises of following components: arithmetic logic unit, also referred as ALU, and control unit, also referred as CU. So let's see what ALU means. ALU is the part of the processor that carries out certain operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So the function of ALU is to process the data. Second component is control unit. Control unit is a part of processor which controls the operations of all the parts of the computer, but it does not carry out any data processing operation. Control unit is the part of processor which controls the operation and which does not process the data actually. Some features of the CPU are listed below. First is CPU is considered as the brain of the computer. And why it is considered as the brain of the computer? Because most of the operations are carried out by the processor only. And main operation is the data processing. So that's why the CPU is considered as the brain of the computer. Second is CPU performs all types of data processing operations. It stores the data, intermediate results, and instructions. It controls the operation of all parts of the computer. So we can say that in computer the CPU is one who process the data as well as control all the operations. Second component is the memory. Computer memory is the storage space in the computer where all the data is to be processed and all the instructions that are required to process a data are stored. There are four different types of memory. First is primary memory, secondary memory, cache memory, and registers. This picture is depicting the levels of memory, which is known as memory hierarchy. At the top level or at the high level, there are registers or CPU registers, which are smaller in size but faster in speed and the costliest. At the bottom level or lower level, there is a secondary memory, which are larger in size but slower in speed and cheapest in cost. Now let us see this picture, which is depicting how the memories physically looks like. The secondary memory or disk memory, primary memory or main memory, also known as RAM, the cache memory or high speed memory, and the CPU registers, which are internal memories. So let's see in detail. First is primary memory, which is also known as main memory. What do you mean by primary memory? Primary memory holds only those data and instructions on which the computer is currently working on. It is a memory that can be accessed directly by the processor, and this memory also known as the volatile memory. Why? Because after we finish execution of the program, all the data and the instruction which is stored inside the memory will get erased. The main memory consists of memory locations that are needed to store the data and the instructions. Next is the secondary memory. Secondary memory is a type of memory which is also known as external memory or non-volatile memory. These are used for storing the data and information permanently. But these memories are not directly accessible by the CPU but can be accessible through main memory. The example of secondary memories are disk, CD-ROM, DVD, etc. Next is cache memory. Cache memory is very high speed semiconductor memory which can speed up the processor. It acts as a buffer between the processor and the main memory. So the main function of cache memory is to speed up the CPU. And last but not the least, resistors. CPU resistors. CPU resistors are considered as the fastest memory and the smaller one. These are high speed memory which are placed in between or inside the processor chip that provides a quick data access to the CPU. The main function of the resistor is to provide the quick data access to the CPU. That's why it placed inside the processor. The third internal component of computer are input-output controllers. This acts as a communicator between the external devices and the internal components of the computer. It communicates with external devices such as input devices, output devices, and external storage. We have learned about the external devices in the previous video only. So now I guess that you are familiar with all the internal structure and external structure of the computer. So now let us see that how the data or the instruction executes by the processor. For the processor to be able to execute the program instruction need to be first transferred from secondary storage to main memory, from where they can be fetched, decoded, and executed. The program is executed by the processor in fetch and execute cycle. So we'll see what do you mean by fetch and execute cycle. When the processor wants to execute some program or instruction, that instruction need to be first fetched from the main memory, and then it needs to be decoded and then executed by the processor. So that cycle is known as fetch execute cycle. To execute the instruction, the CPU needs some extra registers or special purpose registers such as program counter, instruction register, and the registers inside ALU. We will see what is the function of these registers and how the instruction execute inside processor. The program counter is responsible to hold the address of the memory location which is to be fetched from the main memory. After the memory address is fetched from the main memory which is to be decoded, the control unit sends the signal to the main memory and the instruction is fetched from the main memory. The address of the encoded instruction which is to be decoded will be held by the instruction register, and the program counter will incremented by 1, which is holding the address of the next instruction which is to be fetched through the control unit. Then the instruction is get decoded and it is get processed by the arithmetic logic unit, by using some registers which are used to hold the data values that are immediately accessible for the processing. And in this way, the instruction is executed in a fetch, decode and execute cycle. In this way, all the instruction will get executed in cycles, and after all the instructions are executed, we can say that the whole program is executed. So this is about how the internal structure of the computer is organized and how the instruction is executed through CPU. In the next video, we will see how we can write a small program in C and how we can compile it and how we can execute it. Till then, stay tuned.